Alright, so this is going to be a how-to slash how I walk through the Undead Burg. I went through the tutorial area, I leveled up, I got my dexterity up to 12, that's for a good reason. I'm going to go ahead and get the short bow because I want to get the Drake sword as well. That's going to be a little bit later. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and head on up. When you're making your way up across this area, be careful because the guys up there are going to be throwing fire bombs, and so you really just want to lure these guys out one at a time, and then also keep your distance. You'll see that that dude already is just like letting them out, so just get your distance. If you want, let them attack first, and then also try to use I guess like the hill or whatever to like your advantage. Just make sure it's providing you some cover. Right here, I would say just go for this dude. It puts you in like a steadier platform. If you were to go for this guy first, you'll be fighting out on a ledge, and then that other guy will be, you know, closing in on you. So I'd say get that other guy first, and then yeah, just keep going from there. But I wanted to go ahead and pick up this item. Really, I should be good now. We'll come across this rat enemy. I'll go ahead and pick up this item too because I just don't want it to bother anybody. But ultimately, these walkthroughs are not going to be like picking up everything. It's not going to be 100% kind of walkthrough. Quite frankly, I don't know the game that well enough to do something like that. But I know these games good enough to, you know, kind of guide somebody through it. So I figured that's kind of what I want to stick with. But here we are. We entered the Undead Burg. That fog gate is really going to like draw your eye. It's going to make you want to go to it. But before we do that, we're just going to go down through these barrels. It's going to unlock kind of like a side path. Totally optional. You don't need to come down here. You know, if you take an extra second, you'll see that there's some enemies hanging. Essentially, it's an ambush, and there's going to be more than one of those around. So if you want to try to get these guys off, you can. I wasn't successful, but if you two-hand weapons, then you'll deal a little bit more damage. So that's kind of what I like to do in this early game, especially because these guys don't really hit hard. So once you take these guys out, you'll just continue on. And then you can see that there's another guy hanging. And I think there's a few of them, so we'll just try to knock them off. Just kind of like dwindling those numbers. But you can see that even with two-handed attacks, you know, just one hit is really all it takes. So this is going to lead to a ladder where we can pick up one final item. And then it loops us back into the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a chug of the Estus flask. I would say draw these guys out. There's a lot of people who like to throw fire bombs out here. So, you know, even when you get some distance, just make sure that there's something that would, you know, kind of provide you that cover. So in here, it seems like a pretty useless room. Like there's only just an enemy, but we'll be exploring the top section of that room in just a moment. But we can finally go through this fog gate. There'll be an item down here that you can pick up. And then we'll just go up these steps where we'll come across a special enemy. So this is the Hellkite Drake. He's a pretty cool enemy because he gives you access to the Drake sword. He's kind of annoying. You'll come across him, you know, in a couple of sections, but definitely useful because he has Drake sword, and that's what we're going after right now. So as you can see, ranged combat is definitely a threat here. But once you take out all the grounded enemies, just run up and you should be able to take them out pretty easy. So right here is where we'll come across our first bonfire. So we'll just go ahead and activate it, and then we'll backtrack just a little bit because we're gonna visit a merchant, and he's gonna give us access to the short bow, which is ultimately gonna give us the ability to get the Drake sword. These guys are really dangerous. The shield is what makes them dangerous, so definitely try to be careful. The spear gives them some range, but as long as you can break through their shield, you should be okay. And then we'll just break through all of these wooden structures. And the merchant's right here. Before we talk to him though, we're gonna take care of this guy. So we'll let him bust through, and then we'll counterattack. So I definitely recommend doing that. I don't think it's required, but I would much rather be safe than sorry and just take out that guy. And here we can purchase a few key items, including the residence key, repair box, and bottomless box. But what I want specifically is the short bow, and then I want to get some wooden arrows. Wooden arrows because they're cheap, so 3 souls per arrow. I think with about 150 you should be fine, but since I only have 500 souls, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it to 170. I'm gonna come back for the other items, but at this point getting that weapon is a little bit more valuable to me than those other items. Especially because I have some leveling that I need to do. So I want to get to 16 strength. The requirement is also 12 dex, or 10 dex rather. But to use the bow you need 12, so you kind of exceed that. So the next goal is 16 strength. And then we'll just climb up this ladder, and it's going to put us in a position to jump across to this building. Now this building is the building that we came across earlier when we first got here. And the reason that we'll jump across is so we can pick up some items. Well, I guess one item. We'll get the light crossbow and the standard bolt. So this is another route you can use if you want to get the Drake sword. I just prefer using the bow. And then we can jump down and finally go back to that first bonfire. And that's going to be our kind of checkpoint. So what I want to do here at this bonfire is kindle it. I feel like that's going to be useful because this location also is going to be a shortcut for another area that we're going to come across. So this is the ladder. We'll come across this bonfire again. I think it's important, so I'll use a humanity. And then I'll kindle the flame. So that's going to put us at 10 Estus flasks, which is good because we're going to be fighting a lot of enemies in this next section. So we'll clear out some of these guys that get aggroed. We're not going to fight all of them, but we're going to take out the ones that could sneak up behind us. Here's a bridge. We're gonna have to just run across because these guys are throwing fireballs. But when you get into this next area, there's gonna be 3 enemies. And you can see 2 of them, but this guy is gonna be that surprise third. As long as you maintain your endurance and as long as you can keep these guys separated, you should be fine. But there is a risk of them ambushing you. So it looks like me and this guy are gonna trade Estus heals, but it's okay. It comes out in my favor. And it'll come out in your favor too. Just be aggressive. Make sure you stay healed up. That's first and foremost. And then we'll just take out this guy. And then there's another guy hanging out here. So now we'll just open this chest, and it's going to contain black fire bombs. Now these deal a lot of damage, and they're going to be useful for an enemy that we're going to come across, the Black Knight. Now that Black Knight is guarding a ring, and that Black Knight also has, it gives us an opportunity to get a very powerful weapon. Hopefully we get it, but I guess we'll see. So here are some more enemies. I would say let them come to you. One thing that I haven't been using that I guess I'll just start using now is the Fireball. This is a very powerful spell if you choose to be a Pyromancer. And as you can see, even when that enemy right there had its guard up, it still did 83 damage, which was enough to one-shot it. Very powerful. So yeah, we'll use that a little bit more as we continue. And I think actually I'll just use it here, because these guys will turn around and throw firebombs at you. So dangerous, but if they come towards you, you can switch to your melee and then take them on like that. And just be very careful with not falling down. If you fall down in some sections, it could just be the death sentence, but other areas are a little bit safer. Overall, still pretty dangerous. Before I open this door, I'm going to go up here because there's going to be a crossbow enemy. So just be careful. Should be pretty easy now that you know what to expect. And then we'll open this door here. I believe if you have the residence key, it'll allow you to open this door, but I always recommend people picking the master key because it allows you access to a lot of different things, including that door, but also to some very powerful items. So definitely a great starting gift. But if not, I think the residence key should open that door for you. And then it's the same deal here. Just try to funnel them out one at a time. Break their shield. And then that should open them up for an attack. And if you can get the backstab, even better. So if we go up these steps, it's going to lead us to the Taurus Demon. And that's going to be kind of the final boss of this area, this section, I guess I should say. But if we go down here, we're going to come across a very tough enemy, the Black Knight. He is guarding a Blue Tearstone Ring, which is helpful, especially because chances are we don't have any rings, but he is tough. You can sneak up on him and try to get this backstab like I did here, but I also recommend just taking the fight to a more open area. Don't look back because he should be following you, so just make sure you run safely to that area where you want to fight, and then turn around and take care of him. I would recommend going for these backstabs. If you can throw out these fire bombs, even better, but just make sure you don't get hit by him because he is going to deal a lot of damage. And you know, when you're in a nerve-wracking situation, one hit can often lead to another, and we don't want that to happen. Here, I decide not to do a two-hand because it is just more important that I have my guard up with the shield rather than that little extra damage boost. But if you can employ a good mix of backstabs and firebombs, he should be relatively easy to take out. So here he gave me a Titanite chunk, which is still a pretty good item. Definitely not complaining, but it would have been nice to get a Black Knight weapon. Those things are just like overpowered. But even still, if I got that weapon, I probably wouldn't be able to use it right away. So number one priority, still getting that Drake sword. But here we go. Here's the Blue Tearstone Ring. And also kind of a preview into a future area that we'll be exploring in the future. So pretty cool. We'll go ahead and equip this Blue Tearstone Ring, and then we'll just keep progressing forward. The area, for the most part, is pretty much clear. There's really only one more enemy, and he's right up here. Don't run up these steps right away. Let him push this thing down. You'll have to get up kind of a good ways before he throws it down, but just be mindful and then turn around the corner and you should be able to avoid that altogether. And taking him out is pretty easy. So right here, because we have the master key, is going to allow us access to another very powerful enemy, Havel the Rock. I don't know if it's Havel or if it's like Havel's follower. I'm not really sure. I'm not like too caught up on the lore, but if you go down there and fight him, he drops a ring and it's super useful, but it's also a very dangerous fight. One that I believe we're going to go ahead and go down there and fight him. But first things first, we're going to get this crystal lizard. It's on the top floor inside one of the barrels. So just make sure you roll through the barrels and you take them out. Don't let them get that distance. Always keep close to him and keep aggressive. And one thing that I'm going to do before I enter into this fog gate and before I go down there and fight Havel is I'm going to equip some gold pine resin. Now, this was an item that we got in the chest. I forgot to mention, but we're going to use it here to fight this Taurus Demon. And when we enter into the arena, you know, first instinct is to walk down, but let's turn around and climb up this ladder. We're going to come across two enemies here that would be very dangerous if we walked into that bridge. Let's just take them out because we're also going to need this area pretty soon. I don't need these fire bombs, so I'm going to unequip them. And then when I get to about here, I'll throw on the gold pine resin, and then we'll be fighting the Taurus Demon. So same deal here. Let's just run back. We don't necessarily have to keep an eye on him because he should be right around here once we get to the top of this ladder. And we're going to do a plunging attack just like we did with the Asylum Demon in the tutorial area. So you can see that just took off about 40% of his health, and then this axe with the gold pine resin is just destroying him. So pretty easy fight when you equip that gold pine resin, and that's pretty much going to wrap up this beginning area. Now when we progress further, we're going to get the Drake sword and we'll unlock a shortcut back to Firelink Shrine where we'll be able to ascend the church and ring the bell. For now, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Consider following. That would really help and show some support on this channel, and also leaving a comment as well. That would be pretty cool. But if nothing else, consider checking out my website. It's pretty cool stuff. We sell retro and vintage video games and then also some other cool gaming merch, so definitely worth checking out. But I'll catch you on the next one, so take care. Alright, for those who stuck around, we're going to go down there and we're going to fight Havel. Now, super dangerous because, I mean, I should probably go spend my souls, but I feel kind of confident. I think I could take out Havel, or whoever this guy is. I think I have a good chance. So we're going to go ahead and go down there. The play is to get those backstabs. This dude is really slow, so use that to your advantage. Try to get around him. And yeah, get those backstabs, because really any other type of damage is going to be dangerous. He hits super hard, but again, he's also very slow. And I think I fucked up right there. So just, yeah, make sure you kind of delay your dodges just a bit, because his moves do have some kind of tracking, but obviously you don't want to delay it too much. And yeah, we're just going to try to bait out his attacks and then follow up with a backstab. Right here, I'm going to switch to the Morning Star because it's just going to let me deal more damage, and then also I'm going to get that benefit of that bleed buildup. So in previous playthroughs that I've had, that bleed buildup has definitely come in clutch with taking out that final bit of health. And when I say bit, I mean like 20%. So definitely comes in clutch if I get it to proc, but I guess we'll see. If you find it hard to close the gap and do a backstab, I would consider maybe running a little bit, so that way it gives you that speed. You don't need to run a whole lot, but it will give you that little boost that closes the gap. So just make sure, if you're not getting close to him, to make sure you're running. And as he's getting up, you can throw out an attack, but I guess the main thing to consider here is endurance management, stamina management. Sorry, I'm trying to not mess up here. But yeah, just manage your stamina, and if you're okay on that, you can get that extra hit. It will make the bleed buildup happen a little bit faster. So right here, we see that bleed buildup, taking off 327 points of his health. I mean, that's essentially 10 backstabs almost. I mean, maybe a little less than that, but it makes my job a little bit easier. And that was super dangerous. That was like really dangerous. Even that dodge right there was questionable. So I got really lucky. I got to concentrate and make sure that I don't mess up. Especially because I'm not getting these backstabs. That's huge to miss. That's huge. That right there. Oh, I felt like the shockwave of that attack. So we should be good here. Okay. All right. It's a tough fight, man. You know, it's like a battle of endurance to like try to not fuck up. So, but we get Havel's Ring, which is going to boost our maximum equip load. It's good for maintaining that light roll. You know, you definitely want to be, you know, on the lighter side with when it comes to dodge rolling. But yeah, we open up the door and we get access to Darkroot Basin. This is basically an entirely different beast in and of itself. I'm not going to cover it today, but yeah, that was just that little bonus content. You know, it's really only available for people who have the master key. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And truly, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.